Hello everyone, welcome to Equal To, and this is the 9th video of the number systems playlist. If you haven't watched the previous 8 videos yet, please go and watch them. Now those are concepts that we have already learned and that might be used in this video. Not might be, it would be used in this video. So I hope you know all those things and you have watched those videos before watching this one. Now this is the second question of exercise 1.3. In the previous video, we solved the first question, which was quite long on it itself. So it took an entire video. Now, in this video, we are going to solve two questions, in fact. Okay, and the second one also has multiple subdivisions. So we are going to start with the second question of this exercise. Let me just read you the question first. You know that 1 divided by 7 is equal to 0.142857. Can you predict the decimal expansions for 2 divided by 7, 3 divided by 7, 4 divided by 7, 5 divided by 7 and 6 divided by 7 without actually doing the long division? If so, how? Can you actually predict those values? Yes, of course you can, and we'll be doing that now. Okay, we don't have to do long division for that. Now basically let me just start with 2 divided by 7, right? So 2 divided by 7 is basically 2 times 1 divided by 7. Right? It's quite obvious. There is nothing complicated here. There is nothing that you cannot understand. 2 divided by 7 is basically 2 into 1 divided by 7. Okay. Now we know the value of 1 divided by 7 is 0.142857. Right? I think there would be a bar here. Sorry, not the entire one. 142857 would be recurring. So I think I've missed that in the question. Now let that be there, you don't worry about that. Okay, let that be there as well. Okay, now 2 times 0.142857 is the value of 1 by 7. So okay, that is it. Now what you're going to do is that you're going to take this number and just going to multiply it. Okay, so 0.142857 times 2, and that would be 7 times 2 is 14, you have a remainder 1, 5 times 2 is 10, 10 plus 1 gives you 11, you have a remainder 1 again, 8 times 2 is 16, 16 plus 1 gives you 17, you have a remainder 1 again, 2 times 2 is 4, 4 plus 1 is 5, so the remainder gets done here, 5. Okay, and 4 times 2 is 8, 1 times 2 is 2, and you get a dot and you get a 0, 0 times 2 is 0. Okay, now the value of 2 divided by 7 is equal to 0.285714, and all these things comes under bar. Okay, because also in 1 by 7 those things are under bar. 142857 is under bar, and just multiplying it, these things will also get repeated, right? Bar just basically means this particular part gets repeated again and again. Now by multiplying it by 2, here also it remains the same. Okay, fine. So this is the value of 2 divided by 7. Now we are going to do the same thing to find the others as well. Okay, let me just do it for 5 by 7 in this case. I'm not going to do everything here because it doesn't make sense for you. You're just going to multiply it again, right? Now for 3 by 7 you're going to multiply 0. This number, basically this number 1 divided by 7 value, instead of times 2 you're going to do it for times 3, and for 4 times 4 and 5 and 6. Okay, now let me just do it for 5 just to get you familiar with it again. Okay, it doesn't matter, you basically got the point. It's easy to solve. You're just going to multiply it with that multiplier. So 5 into 1 divided by 7, that gives you 5 into 0.142857, and this particular portion is repeating. Okay, now you're going to take that again, 0.142857 times 5, that is 7 times 5 is 35, you get a remainder 3, 5 times 5 is 25, 25 plus 3 is 28, that gives you a remainder 2, 8 times 5 is 40, 40 plus 2 is 42, you get a remainder 4, 5 times 2 is 10, 10 plus 4 is 14, you get a remainder 1, and 5 times 4 is 20, 20 plus 1 is 21, that gives you a remainder 2, 5 times 1 is 5, 5 plus 2 is 7, that gives you no reminders, right? 0.714285. Okay, that would be the value of 5 by 7. So 5 by 7 is equal to 0.714285. 14285. Okay, and this entire thing, it comes under bar, right? Obviously, it's in the question. So that is it. It's exactly how we are going to do the same for others as well. This is 2 by 5, sorry, 2 by 7, and this is 5 by 7. And for the rest as well, for 3 by 7, you are going to multiply 3 times the value of 1 by 7, which has been given in the question already. Okay, and that is the process that you are going to use to do it. It's very simple. Now we are moving on to the next question in this exercise, which is express the following in the form of p divided by q, where p and q are integers and q is not equal to 0. Okay, now we have solved already 2 or 3 questions in the example section with the same logic, so it is not going to be anything new. I'm just going to apply that same logic and solve these questions, right? Okay, we have 0.6 bar, right? Okay, now as usual we are going to start by saying let us assume x is equal to 0.6 bar. So that basically 0.6666, right? That is what we have expressed as 0.6 bar. Now since that is only one digit repeating, now we know the procedure already. If you haven't seen the video yet, please go and watch that before watching this, because I've explained the process in detail there. Okay, now just using that process, since there is only one digit repeating, which is 6 repeating, you are going to multiply this equation. You are going to multiply this x is equal to 0.6 bar by 10 on both sides. So 10x is equal to 6.66666, because you have multiplied it by 10 on both sides, right? Now I am just going to split the RHS and write it as 6 plus 0.666. Now why are we doing that? We just want to basically replace this 6 bar with the value of x that we have already assumed. Okay, this is value that we have already assumed, right? Now this is the same procedure that we have been doing already. There is no need for me to repeat it again, but just for the sake of telling you, I am telling it. Okay, so we just want to replace the 0.6 bar with that x. Okay, so for that only we have split this 6.66 in 2 ways and we have written it this way. Okay, now 10x is equal to 6 plus x, because in the first statement itself, that is what we have assumed, right? This is the first assumption and that has been applied here. And now we are going to subtract x on both sides, so it gives you 9x is equal to 6, and that implies x is equal to 6 divided by 9, that is basically 2 divided by 3. Okay, now 2 by 3 is equal to 0.6 bar, and this basically is in the form of p divided by q. 2 is p, 3 is q, and q is not equal to 0. Done, right? So moving on to the next subdivision. Okay, I just don't want to waste your time here, we are just moving fast, right? Now again it's the same procedure. Let x is equal to 0.47 bar. Now notice that the bar is only for 7. Okay, so in other words you can tell x is equal to 0.4777777777. Okay, it goes on. Now since only one digit is repeating, that is 7, we are going to multiply this equation by 10 on both sides. Okay, so 10x is equal to 4.77777, right? Now I am going to split the RHS and write it as 4 plus 0.777, right? It's the same procedure. You can write it like on a flick of a switch, right? It's very simple. There is nothing for you to think here. It's very simple. Now this is going to be replaced with equation number 1 that was our assumption, right? So 10x is equal to 4 plus x, and that would become 9x is equal to 4, x is equal to 4 by 9. Okay, now this is the answer. X is equal to 4 by 9 and 4 by 9 is equal to 0.47 bar, right? And basically this is of the form p divided by q, where q not equal to 0. Okay, 4 is p, 9 is q, and q is not equal to 0, right? These are these answers for first 2 subdivisions. Now there is nothing new here. I hope you understood this. I'm rushing, I know that, but this is a very simple problem which we have already solved plenty of times. Okay, I think we have solved like 3 questions right in the examples. So we are just applying that again here. Okay, now moving on. This is the last subdivision and the last question for this video as well, which is 0.001 bar. Okay, now let x is equal to 0.001 bar. Now what would that be? X is equal to 0.001 001 001. Now that entire part keeps on repeating, right? Now let us assume this as equation 1. Okay, now what are you going to do? There are 3 digits repeating here, right? 3 digits repeating. Now what would you do then? You are going to multiply this equation by 1000. So 1000x is equal to, what is it here? 001.001001. Okay, that is it. Now you are going to split the RHS. The same procedure, 001 plus 0.001001. Now this 001 is basically 1, right? It doesn't matter if we have 0 in before. So it's basically 1 plus 0.001001. Now this value, as we already know, is the value of x that we have assumed. Okay, it's the very same procedure that we have been using, nothing new here. So 1 plus x, so that would be 999x is equal to 1. So x is equal to 1 divided by 999, right? 1 divided by 999, and that is the P by Q form of 0.001 bar, right? I think it's quite easy and simple for you to understand. It's the same procedure that we have been using. Now we have solved 2 questions in this video. The first one is finding the value of 2 by 7, 3 by 7, 4 by 7, 5 by 7 and 6 by 7 with using the value of 1 by 7, and without performing the long division we are just going to multiply it with the multiplier. Okay, so 6 by 7 is basically 6 times 1 by 7. 1 by 7's value is given and you are just going to multiply that. That is it. And the second question is, you are given the decimal expansions and you are going to convert it into the form of P divided by Q, where P and Q are integers and Q is not equal to 0. We know this procedure how to do and we have done it. We have done 3 subdivisions on it. So that is it for this video. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you so much for watching this video. See you in the next video where I'll be solving the next question of this exercise. Thank you so much for watching this one. Bye for now.